Check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the show. This is your boy Level back with another live Level Gamers podcast. We have the whole crew here. Can y'all hear me? We have the whole crew. What's good, fellas?
Not much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's good? Trying to make sure everything is coming through clear.
I hope so. Hope we coming in nice and clear into your eardrum.
Yeah, man. We are here. We ready to have these topics, man. I'm trying not to focus on the last seconds of this Lakers game. They got me up here all sweaty and uncomfortable, but we are here. What's good, y'all?
Nothing much. I'm over here debating on whether or not I want to renew my subscription to Game Pass.
They won the game, y'all. We won. Yes, Lord. Okay, your boy is officially excited now.
You can breathe.
I can breathe. Yeah. So anyway.
You was having a moment.
Yeah, I was having a moment. I couldn't even start this game. Anyway, we needed this win. No reason we should have lost to the Pacers. But anyway, welcome to the show. We excited. So we got what we got on deck. No big three at E3 23. That's a lot of threes, ain't it? And we also gonna talk about how Hi-Fi Rush outsold Forspoken. We're gonna talk about Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom being the only big, what they call it, heavy hitter for Nintendo this year. We're gonna see what's going on with that. There's a few things we're gonna talk about on tonight.
Metroid Prime 4? No,
we're not getting Metroid Prime 4 this year. Anyway, man.
Metroid Prime at all.
No, we ain't getting it. That's officially not coming this year. So this is the Live and Level Gamers podcast. Welcome to the show, and we gonna get it in this morning. Yeah. So y'all ready to get it in?
Yeah, man. Let's hop right into it.
Yeah,
play around with the thing.
So, we have our opening discussion before we get into what you've been gaming on, and I need to know. Have y'all checked out anything lately? Did y'all see The Last of Us? Did y'all what have y'all seen anything? Anything special y'all want to talk about?
The last episode?
Yeah. Y'all see the last episode?
Yeah. I watched it.
K-Bum, you seen the last episode?
Yes. I did get watch the last episode of The Last of Us.
So what you think, man? What was your thoughts on the last episode?
You kind of have to talk about it without talking about spoilers, because there are people that watch the podcast that do not keep up on schedule with everything else. I'm usually one of those people, but not this week. And it was without trying to say too much. It was a departure from the story that the game told. So it was the first half of the show. I'm like, that's not how it was. That doesn't look right. Right, the first half of the show, and then other piece of it was I don't know. It was, to me, it was kind of the Bill character. I wasn't sold on his character and his motives. I don't know. It was kind of threw me for a loop how they did the Bill character, and I guess it's mostly because I remember how the game kind of told the story, which you kind of pieced it together. Because I was talking to my wife as the story was going on. Right, that the game pieced it. You have to piece it together during the game, doing reading some of the logs and stuff like that as you're going through the town. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It took me out. So it took me a bit to kind of get into the episode.
Okay.
So I don't know how much to really say without spoiling it, but yeah.
No. I mean, I'm just curious what you thought. I mean, what you think about it, Keith?
As a pure episode. I'm trying to look at it from a non-gamer's perspective, right? From a pure episode, I think it was a fine episode. It was told well, it was acted well, it had the emotions. There's so many people that cried from that episode. But as a person who enjoyed the game, it was such a departure and it was such a letdown. And I'm knowing this because they only have 10 episodes. But for me, it was a personal letdown because the game had so much more action. Like when Joel was hanging upside down. Anybody who played the game,
that's from that city. Yeah,
that's from that city, right?
Yep.
He was hanging upside down and having to, like that would have made
that was a big moment
from great TV, and they completely went in a different direction. That's kind of a spoiler, but I'm not telling you what happened in the episode. But what happened in the game, you can forget that. But I'm not gonna say anything what happened in the episode. But as from a pure TV standpoint, I think they did a serviceable job. But the actual story that actually happened in the game will be sorely missed.
Okay,
the best way I can put it.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you guys. When I played the first one, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't forget about this character, but I didn't remember the backstory and all that about the character. So watching the episode and them kind of exploring things, I'll say this: other than that stuff, I was cool. It was a good episode. I liked where they went with the dynamics that they dealt with, but I ain't gonna say I was there for all of it, But other than that, I say outside of that stuff, I was cool. I'm looking forward to the next episode. This was a little slower than all the other ones. But because of the how they was dealing with the character, I guess they had to take it slower. So, but it was an interesting aspects about it, though. I'll say that.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to find out not to spoil it, but yeah, a lot of it wasn't told in the present time,
right?
And to me, that kind of it loses some of the impact of the story. I don't know. I know they're probably going to do a similar kind of thing like that when they kind of talk about the DLC. When the two girls are at the mall, when she talks about when she actually becomes when Ellie actually gets the bite, that's from the DLC of the game, and that's probably going to be told in a flashback in a similar fashion. So they're probably going to do that again. So hopefully they can do a good job telling that story as a flashback. So yeah, but I'm excited to see the rest of the series. I think it's good. They talked about how viewership has risen each week. Each week, the viewership has risen for the show. Sorry, not the viewership. So the viewership on Sunday, watching it on Sunday has risen each week. So people
and the sales of the game the sales of the game has gone up too. People are interested in the game. So, but anyway, anything else? Any trailers? Anything before we get into what you've been gaming on?
Oh, I watched You People.
How was that?
I heard it wasn't good.
It was decent.
I heard both ways.
It was decent. Okay. I wasn't feeling Eddie in it. I honestly, I hate to say it, and I told somebody else this. I was like, I feel like it was a miscast. Eddie Murphy, I feel like it was a miscast, or I didn't understand the character. One of the two. So,
DJ Fanatic, welcome to the show. You are here. Hey, first name basis. That's what you're gonna be now. This lesson. Welcome to the show, bro. We here. He says, yes, y'all, to the beat, y'all. But anyway, I've been seeing the thumbnail for that movie, and I just never click on. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm picky when it comes to Eddie Murphy. I'm not into everything Eddie. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta be in a mood sometimes for certain things that's not within his normal wheelhouse. I kind of tune out. But if you're tuning in on tonight, go ahead and send us a shout out in the comment section. You know we like to call your names out. So if you here, I see 7 viewers so far. If you here, let us know who you is, and then we're going to give y'all a shout out. But we finna go into our next portion of the show, and that's what you've been gaming on. Let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 What you been gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. All right, Mr. Bomb, what have you been gaming on, bro?
Have I been gaming on? So, I've been gaming on some of the usual. So I've really got into FIFA a bit. So I've been playing some of the Ultimate Team of FIFA, which is like the trade based off like the trading cards. So I've been playing that a little heavier than usual. Not playing as much as the team pro clubs when you play with everyone has a person that they play and they just use that one person and you play with your group of people versus the other group of people. I've been doing a little bit less than that, less of that this week, and more just the Ultimate Team. Played a little 2K. Played by myself. My crew they've kind of migrated over to FIFA, and so they're playing less 2K. So I kind of played 2K by myself. I'm really into Overwatch 2 now, and I think I'm really into it. I've been enjoying the gameplay. I've started to try to master, or as the kids call it, main another character, which is this new character called Ramatra, and he's a robot, but he's a robot, but he's a protector of the Omnics, which is what the race of robots are called in this game. And he's a tank, but he has some really cool abilities. And I'm at first I really didn't play him in the competitive mode because I didn't think he was that good. And then I won like 5 out of 6 games with him in the competitive mode, and I'm like, he may be a good character. So I've started to try to understand and learn that the ins and out of that character. So that's probably why I've been jumping into Overwatch a little bit more. It's just I got a new character to learn. I've been trying to explore his abilities. And lastly, not least, but lastly, what I've been gaming on, I popped back God of War back in. I said, you know what? I need to go ahead and finish it. The homies have already finished it, and I put it back in after about a month of not playing it. I think it was a month easy of not playing God of War, and I put it back in and I started it up and I said, "Good Lord, this game is beautiful." That's my kind of initial reaction to playing the game again after not playing it for a month or so, and I'm like, this story is just so intriguing. I kind of just got back into the story, got back into the graphics. It took me a little minute to get back into the fighting because I'm at a point where I'm about 21 hours in the game. So at this point, you're supposed to be good. So some of the enemies don't play with you, and so I died several times in a row because I was surrounded by enemies, and when they have multiple enemies and that boss. And so I had to get my skills back up pretty quickly if I wanted to get past that level. So yeah, I've been enjoying that, and I enjoy the interaction between the characters, similar to how Uncharted does it, and we kind of talked about that. But the conversations of Freya and Kratos, I think, are just some of the best in gaming. Just those small, minute conversations. I think is what makes the game feel alive and as good as it is. So I was happy to get back into it. I'm going to get back into playing God of War on a regular basis. I do want to beat it. I have two single player games I need to finish after that, and I just got another one in the mail. So I need to get back into my single player and finish some of these games so I can add more to the catalog.
Okay. Wrap it up. Let's go. All right. I'm messing with you. My bad, man. You be, boy, I'm like, this dude said another game. We got a 2-minute limit. Anyway.
I play games, man.
I know, man. That's why you're here, because me and Norris, we be slouking. Anyway, Norris, what you been gaming on, bro?
I finished God of War Ragnarok.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
Finally finished it. And it was like, well, never mind. Yeah, I finished the game.
Okay, without spoiling anything, what's your sentiments? I'm
Um,
curious if I was tripping, if you feel like I felt.
I don't know. I don't. You know what's funny? I don't know if I beat it and then I cut it off. I don't really know if I absorbed everything that happened. Um, I will say this: there's a few fights in the end, as K-Bone kind of alluded to. I don't know if he's where I was, but there's a few fights in the end. You like, hey, this is different. He hitting harder.
Yeah.
Hey, boss, he hitting too hard. But but no, I think it's a cool resolution. I think they can, if they wanted to, they could do more, push it further. Um, Based on how it ended. I think I don't know, but I have to hear your thoughts without K-Bum or wait till
Yeah.
K-Bum finish
Yeah.
because I want to see what you're meaning. But I thought it was fine the way it ended.
Yeah. No.
So yeah,
No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so finally finished that, and then I got back on Days Gone. Uh,
Oh yeah, I forgot
yeah,
about that.
I'm gonna try to finish that up, and then I'm also gonna try to finish. And I'm telling the fans, the people. I'm telling the people, not the fans, the people. I'm gonna try to finish up Days Gone, and I'm gonna try to finish up Guardians of the Galaxy. Uh,
Keith, you
and
ain't finished
yeah,
Guardian of the Galaxy yet, bro.
huh?
You talk about me with Metroid Dread, and you ain't finished Guardians of the Galaxy.
I have not finished it. I don't even know where I
Slap your
I just stopped playing it.
I feel bad about not beating Metroid Dread, even though that boss is 20 times harder than anything in Guardians. Go ahead. I keep interrupting you. My bad. Go ahead.
No, and was that it? No, and of course I play Roblox with the boys. I do want to get on this Hi-Fi Rush. I talked about it earlier, but I do want to get on that. I want to see what that's about at some point. Hopefully next week I can have a conversation about that.
Yeah, because I want, man, I'm mad that that's not coming but to Xbox, man, because I want to play that. Anything else, Keith?
That's it. It's on Steam too.
Yeah, I ain't
Well,
got.
I know you don't have a Steam
I
account.
don't have Steam. You know, I got Steam, but not Steam. Anyway, far as me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Because of this ice and snow, your boy been out in that, so I really haven't gained much at all. With all the things I do outside of this cast, this week has not been a good week for me gaming. So I won't even hold us any longer than that. But Keith, yeah, we got to talk about that ending because I want to. K-Bum, hurry up and finish the game, man, so we can talk about it. But anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Simmer down.
Simmer down. All right, I'll simmer down. Anyway, so we're going to get on into these topics. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about, just get this on out the way. So last week we talked about the Microsoft Xbox, what is it called? Developers Direct, which they ought to be ashamed of calling it. Anyway, Developers Direct. And let me close this real quick. Yes, discard. Thank you. So you can stop putting so much pressure on my computer. Had to close my music machine. So anyway, so they showed a game that we all, two games that we thought was standouts of the showcase, and that was Minecraft, is it Legends, and Hi-Fi Rush. And we all was like, we want to play Hi-Fi Rush. So let's look at this topic right here. So come to find out, it was a dump, a day one dump. They showed it that day for the first time, and they released it on for purchase. And you can, what's that on day? Game Pass and all that, which Keith is going to try out so we can kind of get. And K-Bum, you didn't give us how you felt about the controller now that you had it for a few weeks. You didn't say nothing. Love it. Because I've been hearing a lot of reports about it, so I was going to send you all these. I was going to bombard you with all these negative reports about the controller. But I was like, I'm not going to do that.
The only trash thing about the controller, in my opinion, everything about the controller is perfect. The only trash thing is the 4.5 hour battery life.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
Everything else, the controller is amazing. It feels great. It plays great. The analog is great. It dies. You can change the analog. The customizations is great. It's just they dropped the ball with the battery. And I heard the battery in here is smaller than the battery in
that's what I was gonna send you, but I was like, I'm not
I saw
gonna
it.
rain on my boys' happiness. I'm gonna let them have his
You
4
just
hour
do it live
battery
on the
life.
cast. That's cool.
K-Pop, wouldn't be me if I didn't get you on the cast, but I didn't do it, man. I just, I was curious you was gonna say something about that.
Continue,
anyway,
please.
So we was all kind of high on Hi-Fi Rush, and so it came out that Hi-Fi Rush reportedly outperformed Forspoken on Steam. So the surprise Microsoft what'd you say?
I said row.
Yeah, man. So Hi-Fi Rush, surprisingly Microsoft game reportedly made more revenue than Square Enix title. Xbox surprised Hi-Fi. Anyway, I just read that. According to the Steam Weekly Global Top-Selling List on Steam DB, which lists the best-selling games on Steam by revenue made, Hi-Fi Rush came in at number 8, while Forspoken didn't make the top 10. Ooh. The difference is particularly noted in that Forspoken has been supported with a sizable marketing campaign, whereas Hi-Fi appeared without any warning. It was a literal drop that day, and prior reveal as part of last week Xbox Developer Direct. Please, Xbox, Microsoft, please change this title, man. Come on. But anyway, so we won't go into no more details on that. What does this say? What should Microsoft? This is where I want to park at. What should Microsoft take from this? Because to me, this is a great thing. Now, it ain't a big deal, you know what I'm saying? But for Microsoft not having any wins, this is a win. You see what I'm saying? What should Microsoft take from the fact that they did just dump this last week right after they direct, and to see the response from people? I'll start with you, Keith. What should Microsoft take from this?
Well, let's start calling it a dump. It's like a bathroom moment.
Well, you know how Nintendo, like a lot of times they called it a drop. Let me stop saying
a drop.
Yeah.
They dropped it. Let me say, my bad.
Much better word.
Yeah, drop. My bad, y'all.
Microsoft dumping on the competition.
I got you. My bad. Yeah, it's a drop, y'all. My bad. Go ahead, Keith, though. What do you think Microsoft's appeal from this?
Nothing. What? This game was ready. This game was ready. If they got more games like this, then drop them. But okay, let me be for real.
Okay. I was like, Keith, come on, bro. Give me something now.
No, I'm gonna be for real. No, this is a good thing. Like, but basically what I said was like, if they have titles like this or prepare titles like this, get them prepared for any type of directs, because even Nintendo doesn't do that. You have Game Pass, and now you got these directs, and every time you have a direct, you can have a direct every fourth quarter of the year and drop a new game that's decent, not nothing that nobody want to play. You know what I mean? A decent game like Hi-Fi Rush that kind of looks like, when I'm looking at the video, it kind of looks like Sunset Overdrive, but it looks like a fun and inviting video game, and that's why I want to play it and keep doing that. But they got to be nice quality games. You know what I mean? Don't say nothing about them. Don't announce. Just do a Beyonce, just a silent drop. And here's the game. You know, and it wasn't silent, but you know what I mean. Like this day, pick it up.
Right.
But yeah, that's their takeaway. Just keep doing stuff like this, surprising the fans. Keep utilizing the service like Game Pass to its fullest advantage. You know, and I think they can find some really good success. And I think developers may even start playing into it. You know, like, oh, Microsoft is having a direct in X amount of months. Let's see if we can get our game to be that game that drops. You know, I don't know if they should do like multiple games or a single game, so they could just have that focus, so they could be completely highlighted, because this game came out of nowhere. Yeah. And I think that could be a really good marketing tool for not only the developers, but for Microsoft themselves. Like, this is why you need Game Pass, because every such and such we drop a game or whatever. You don't know what it's going to be. Could be some trash, could be something amazing. You don't know what it's going to be, so just be prepared.
Yeah, that's good. That the Game Pass part you said at the end, like games like this this will make having Game Pass worth it, because if you're scared, if you don't want to spend money because you don't know if it's good, you can still play it and access it. So that's brilliant. But anything else before I bring K-Bomb in here?
That's all I can think of off the top of my head. He probably gonna say something that's gonna make me think of something. Watch, just watch.
Go ahead, K-Bomb. What's your Microsoft take from this?
You already know I got some things to make you think about. Okay. So what Microsoft should take away from this is that they suck at advertising. That's what they should take away. They should take away from the fact that if they would have advertised this game, they probably would have ruined it. That's why.
Wow. I didn't think of that. Now, that's a good one, K-Bomb. I didn't think of that.
Just think of, you think they would have ruined this game if they had time to advertise it? I think they would have. I think they would have made us not want to play this game. That's just a hot top. That's a hot take. Take it if you want to. Another thing I wanted to talk about this. So the thing is, all of us in the cast had a feeling that this game was going to be good. We looked at it like, this game is cool, right? And we every last one of us was like, I would love to play a game like this, right? And so it had that going for it. It had the look to it, had the feel, and the fact that they just dropped it and didn't have to, you didn't have to wait or sign up or anything like that. That's pretty cool. And so it had that going for it, right? So it also gives Microsoft and say, hey, make good games, So don't advertise and then make good games. It should take that away from this conversation. But I do have something else I want to talk about. Slightly different, right? Because what people are doing here, they're taking the Forspoken and comparing it directly to Hi-Fi, but they're doing it over Steam. And I do want to say, I know a guy who has thousands of Steam games, right? And I'll say this without knowing the full audience of Steam. I would believe a game like this would resonate more with the Steam crowd than Forspoken. Now, not that I'm trying to give it Forspoken a pass, saying, well, it was unfair. No, to me, Hi-Fi looks like it's the better game. So let's not get that twisted. What I'm saying is that this looks like a Steam game. This looks like a game. Some of those gems that you find on Steam, some of those indie games that Steam players really gravitate to. So I'm personally happy this game is doing great. I actually want both games to do great. I can wish for both, but I'm very happy that this game is doing great. But we do have to be careful with the correlation that we're making, because this is a PlayStation game as well, and so PlayStation has been marketing it for PlayStation, right? So that's kind of the big thing behind this, is that they've been broadcasting this as one of their exclusive games, right? And Microsoft, didn't really chance to advertise it for their exclusively, but Microsoft almost is an extension of the PC with a lot of their games, because they even have Game Pass on the PC, as Keith has alluded to having. I don't know if he still has. I think at one point he did. So that's what I kind of think about it, right? I don't believe it's not apples and oranges. But I think we're comparing two types of apples to each other, if you kind of get what I'm saying. So okay, that's my takeaway.
Okay, not to take too much longer on this, I'll say my takeaway is that Microsoft should see that good content generates huge responses. I did have one more piece. We get into that. I'm sorry. It was one more piece. I'll let you get right back into it. Another game that dropped like this, that took the world by storm, was Apex Legends. Mm-hmm. Apex Legends was going against Fortnite. Anything about it? Apex Legends dropped, came out of nowhere, which is made the same people who did Titanfall. You roboting us up. You kind of glitching out. Say it again. Say something now.
Yeah. Can you hear me? I'm still roboting.
Yeah, you still glitching.
is the piece I want to compare it to. So that's
his internet packets not hitting us all at once. They coming in spots.
They Microsoft heard you throwing that shade at their game, and they like, turn his mic off. We getting praised now. K-Bone got to come in and tear it down. Anyway, go and fix your mic, and then I'll pull you back. But I would say Microsoft, what they should take from this is good to quality games generate responses. And it just proves that you haven't had anything of quality in a while other than Forza and Forza. So that's what they should take. Quality games turn heads. Everyone's sentiment about this game was, I want to play that, or that looks cool. And I think for Nintendo and to a bigger sense, Sony, if High Five arrived on one of their systems, it would have been a cool game, but it probably wouldn't have got as big of a response on one of those systems. Well, probably Nintendo would have got a pretty big response, but I think Sony, it would have been, oh, that's dope. But on Microsoft, it's like, oh, because there's nothing really else there. So that's what they should take from it. For me, like, if you get some actual games, gamers will come. Just like you said, if you build it, it'll come. If they actually make some games, which Hi-Fi Rush is a game that I want to play, that Keith, you going to play. K-Bum even said, man, so that's, all of us here was like, yeah. Then, of course, all the sentiments across the industry was like, yeah, that was stand out. So I think that's what they should take from it. Quality games is what moves the needle. It's what generates attention and expect and hype. So give us some more games, like you said, Keith. More of these should show up, and even better. You've had a long time. So Hi-Fi Rush is great, and I'm glad it's here. But it's just a testament of how lacking the games have been on the Xbox. I think that's what it says to me. So it says. First name basis said, isn't it selling for 40? I think so. It's selling for 40. Yeah, that's right. So, K-Bum, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Am I still a robot?
No, you good. Go and finish your thought, and then we're going to move on.
No problem. I was just, he said I sound like an Autobot.
Yeah.
No, I was just making the correlation between this game dropping the way it did and Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Because Apex Legends was a game that kind of took the world by storm, and it was dropped in a very similar fashion, where it just popped out of nowhere from the creators of Titanfall, and it was a direct competition against Fortnite, and so they didn't give them any leeway. And there were so many things out of Apex that Fortnite actually stole and put in their game. Most notably, the ping system. That was something stolen out of Apex and put in, and now every game has the ping system. Even Overwatch has a ping system, but it was because Apex did it first, right? And so, just comparing those two games together, the way that it dropped, that you can be successful doing that. The game has to be good though. You can't drop a game that's bad and expect to have a good result. So that's all I want to add to that.
Let me add one more.
Yes.
I'm gonna add one more thing. The developers is From Tango Gameworks, and they also did The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo. So if you enjoyed those games, this is another game from them. I just want to add that tidbit for anybody listening who's like, "Oh, I like Ghostwire Tokyo or The Evil Within." So
Okay.
that's it.
All right. So if you got an Xbox or have Steam, go and cop this game, Hi-Fi Rush, and then let us know what you think. We waiting on Keith. When Keith come back with that exclusive intel, we will much appreciate that. But okay, let's get to our next topic, and then we'll come on the back end. We can piggyback on that Zelda topic off of this topic. So, as y'all know, this year. Hold up, I'm trying to make sure I'm hearing feedback.
Loving The Last of Us on HBO.
Do y'all? Okay, so this year E3 is coming back, and of course we was all happy and excited for E3 making its return, right? Because anything that gives us access to seeing what's coming down the pipe with game in the gaming industry is always a joy. We used to talk about Jeff Keighley and the video game awards. Now we praise Jeff Keighley for the video game awards. Why? Because we get another opportunity to see what's going on in the world of gaming, and anything that allows us to engage our hobby and our passion on the side is always a joy. So E3 coming back, we all excited. We all got fond memories of E3. Well, a major blow has taken place with this year's E3, and that is none of the big three will be in attendance. Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft won't be. Now, we know Microsoft has stepped out, and Sony hasn't been in a while, but Microsoft would always hold an event neighboring the venue where E3 was held at, the expo was held at, and your pass to the E3 expo would get you entry into Microsoft's event. Well, that ain't even happening. That is not going to happen this year. They're totally exiting E3. So Nintendo won't be there, Sony won't be there, nor Microsoft. So first, I want to see what y'all think. Is this K-Bum, is this a major blow? And why do you think they may be doing it? And I'll read this.
I want to say that I'm not surprised, but I do want to say it's a major blow. Yeah, I'm not surprised at the announcement, but I do think it's a major blow. And I don't know how much E3 can really be E3 without those. Because you said something about fond memories, and my fond memories of E3 is watching Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo press conferences. So that's the fond memories, like when they announced God of War '83. The God of War 2018 when they had the whole orchestra. I got chills at that moment. Like that was Sony press conference. That wasn't just it wasn't the Devolver or whatever their name is, or Ubisoft's press conference when they lied to us about Watchdog. But yeah, I think it's a major blow. I'm not surprised by it. They've been doing their own thing, and even some of the bigger companies like EA. EA doesn't go to E3 anymore. They have their own little thing, satellite to E3. EA Play, I believe, is what they call it. So that they've left E3 as well. Mm-hmm. So it's not good for them.
Keep going. Give me your initial thoughts on it, and then I'm gonna read IGN's article, and then we'll dissect this a little bit more. What's your thoughts?
Definitely a major blow. Because it's like we were already calling for its coffin for a few years now. We've been calling for the coffin for a few years now, and the fact that everybody's pulling out, and honestly, you can blame Nintendo for this. Because they was the first one. I think they was the first ones who stepped away and started doing their own thing.
From the stage,
and it was a matter, And then there was and everybody mocked them. Oh, Nintendo! I can't believe. See, this Nintendo's so trash. Then Sony, and now Microsoft is basically saying, "Yo, we're not coming back. We can have the Rex. We can drop stealth games. We can do anything we want to now in this digital age. We don't need you, E3." And it sucks because it's such a cool event. I never gone. I've always heard great stories. People playing games and just getting a chance to meet each other in real life. That sucks. That's going away as it pertains to E3, but definitely a major blow because now it's like, what else are you going to show? I mean, I know that there's developers, they can turn this into something else, but they got to do something quickly because the big three have exited the building. What they going to reincarnate Stadia and say, "Hey, we got Stadia."
Boy, you dirty, but you dirty.
R.I.P. Stadia.
Come on back. But yeah, it's a big blow.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the article, and then we go into it. So this is IGN's take. So, and I think I forgot what they talk about where they got the information from. So it says exclusive Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony won't be part of E3 23. All three of gaming's first-party console manufacturer appear poised to skip E3's big return. E3's first physical event in 4 years was supposed to be a triumphant return for the trade show, an opportunity to recapture some of the excitement of past conventions, which historically have been major showcase events for the games industry. However, it appears that when E3 23 hits the Los Angeles Convention Center in June, it will be without three of its most important draws. IGN has heard from multiple knowledgeable sources that Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo, why y'all got to make Nintendo last? What's up with that? Anyway, won't be a part of E3 2023 or have, and this is a major part that we got to discuss, a presence on the Los Angeles Convention Center show floor. So not only are they not doing a showcase, they're not going to even be on the floor with games for the visitors. So they won't have booths, because and that's going to play into our last topic with Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom, with what Nintendo has next. But we get there when we get there. This information comes on the heels of Xbox announcement last week that it would be returning to Los Angeles for its annual summer showcase, while declining to confirm whether it would be part of the show itself. Speaking with IGN last week, Xbox CEO Phil Spencer said the platform holder is timing its showcase with E3 at a moment convention for press and even consumers at the event, meaning it's likely to roughly align with the event itself. Spencer also stressed Xbox public support for E3 and the Entertainment Software Association, ESA. However, IGN understands that Xbox won't have a booth on the show floor. So Phil Spencer won't even kind of paint a clear picture if they're going to be there at the same time like they normally have, because we know they stepped away. But like I said, they showcase the same time as E3, and the passes for E3 would get you access to Xbox Showcase. Well, they won't confirm whether that's going to be the same case this year, which further exacerbate the fact that they probably won't be. E3 is just, to me, one of the seminal moments of gaming. I love the history of going down to LA, thousands of people there, getting to see great new things, getting to see people in the industry, the fan events that we've had. I definitely want that to continue, Spencer said. So anyway, more fluff from Spencer, but not giving any solid answer to if they're going to be there. If you love the event so much, just say, yeah, we're going to be there. But, of course, that's probably not the case, especially with Sony and Nintendo not being there. So, goes back to the point. If the big three, if Nintendo is not going to be there, if Microsoft is not going to be there, if Sony is not going to be there, EA, I don't think they have been there for a while now.
It's been a while.
Who else has stepped out? We don't care about anything Ubisoft is doing. We got Capcom. They may be there. This is going to be weak. This is going to be really weak. If they pulling out, I mean, I'm pretty sure the third party studios can be there, but Bethesda is with Microsoft, so they're not going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Who's that? Who does that leave?
Ubisoft, Yay!
Ubisoft, Capcom, but they canceled all their games. Remember?
I was going to say Bethesda, but
they with Microsoft. I just said that.
They with Microsoft.
Activision?
Maybe.
They with Microsoft too?
Not yet.
Not yet. They can be there.
Not yet.
Who? Okay, Square Enix.
So Square can be there. Okay, let's think about who's going to be there. Square can be there.
Though? Final Fantasy.
FromSoft can be there.
Yeah.
FromSoft can be there. Those are Japanese companies, but they can be there. Ubisoft, THQ, are they still around? I think they're still around ish, right?
Man, this is gonna be
Eidos. Eidos, they're part of Square Enix, though.
Bro, we not here for any of them. We here for the big three.
Namco.
Bro, this is going. Yeah, they got Tekken, Capcom. We got Capcom.
Yeah, Capcom, Namco. Bandai, Namco Bandai. They're still Japanese.
Rockstar has never shown up there.
Rockstar don't they do their own thing. Rockstar don't really show up.
This is not a good look.
Take Two, which is the parent company, they can show up.
Let's just go and say it. With the big three leaving, you take all the steam, all the gasoline, all the diesel fuel, all the coal out the train. What else? All the electricity out of the Tesla. What else can we say? There's no point. There is no point. No, there's no point, man. Now that
Are you saying cancel the show?
I mean, you might as well. Okay, let's just be real. The days we show up, I mean, we know that they on the floor and they playing the games. We don't care. We not there. We don't get to. That's not. I mean, outside of the Treehouse and IGN's coverage and other folks' coverage, we only there for them the first 2 days for Microsoft and Sony's presentation, and then Tuesday Nintendo comes with theirs, which has been a direct for the last 4 or 5 years. So, but we look for that direct drop and then the Treehouse at E3. Well, you take that away, Nintendo won't have a presence on the floor. Sony won't have a presence on the floor. Microsoft is going to have their own event elsewhere, probably at a different date. What, as the folks sitting at home on their couch, what are they tuning in for? What?
I gotta hear this.
What are we tuning in for?
What you finna say, K-Bon?
You say what?
I said, what are we tuning in for?
I gotta hear this.
What had happened was,
in other words,
I feel you, man. It is riding. You have 3 flat tires right now for E3, and they are rolling on the rims on those 3 tires. And they have one tire, and you can't get far with that.
Dude, we don't even know if they got air in the one tire you talking about.
I mean, they still have the Indies. They still have Ubisoft.
Okay, that tire is a spare tire, smaller than all the other tires. So not only are you riding on one tire, it's a spare tire. My point is, for those, I mean, unless you're there, and I don't know why anybody would want to pay to go to E3 when the big three are not there. Who would want to pay? Because that means all your YouTube personality, your YouTube creators. What incentive do they have to go? They don't have. What is a hip hop gamer going to yell at? He don't have Sony there to yell at nothing. What is the Nintendo White Knights going to yell at? They not there. What are the Sony ponies and all that stuff going to yell at? They're not there. The whole appeal is the big three. And what they're doing next. And what exclusive they got. And what third party show up at their event to show off what game they're working on. We're not going to get a Watchdog with Is that EA? Yeah. No. Who makes Watch Dogs?
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. We're not going to get that moment, even though they tricked us. We're not going to get that moment again. We're not going to get Sony with Tekken 8 like we normally do. You know, we're not going to get these moments because the big major companies that they use to push their titles won't be there. So if I'm Bandai Namco and Sony and Xbox are not there, yeah, I can set up and put up a PlayStation to show the game off, but it's something about showing it off at Sony's event, at Microsoft's event, at Nintendo's event. Ubisoft can't show off if they got another, let's say they got some DLC for Sparks of Hope. Well, Nintendo is not there. What? I mean, I guess they can bring Miyamoto but bro, to me, it's like they trying to dead it. And I understand why. Why do I need you when, like Keith said, I can do all this on my own? I don't need, you left, E3, y'all left, and we didn't lose anything. So, let me see. First Name Basis said, I agree. The 3 main stars will be MIA. I feel like the magic is gone with the absence of a live crowd reaction. Right on. Now, of course, with Nintendo's Direct, we didn't get a live crowd reaction, but, you know, the Treehouse was live at the E3 show floor, so we did get something live, and you got to see people's reaction. Sony, even though they wasn't there the last time, they had their event off somewhere else with The Last of Us, we still got to watch that live, and we also got to watch whatever Microsoft was doing. But if they're not going to be there at all, I don't see no draw for E3, because that's the only reason we there. Is for Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony. That's why we there. How many of y'all watched any other of the press conferences with any real enthusiasm? Who sit there and watched Ubisoft who watched them and really felt something when they left?
And I only watch Ubisoft because it's adjacent to the stuff I want to watch. Other than that, there's no reason to watch Ubisoft. I was watching because it was, I couldn't wait for Nintendo, or I couldn't wait to see what Sony was talking about. Right. So by default, I'm watching Ubisoft. Right.
They just got watched while you waiting for Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft to show whatever they gonna show.
So Ubisoft is elevator music?
Yeah, it says First Name Basis says, Fanatic said, it's all about saving money as well. The booth space ain't cheap, bro. You're right. So
100% correct.
I'm gonna say this, man. I think the game has changed, and as much as I would love to see the nostalgia of E3, the game has changed, bro. We don't really need it. We don't. We don't need it. We got State of Play. We got the Architect, Nintendo Direct, and now we got the trashy name, but it's here and we enjoyed it. And we got Hi-Fi Rush, and we got Minecraft Legends. We have Developers Direct from Microsoft. Changed the name, but it's here. They can drop whatever they want to drop, whenever they want to drop it, without any other hiccups, without any other interference, without spending out and forking out money to make setups and design set pieces. They can do that all digital, and we're going to respond the exact same way. And they don't even have to leave the comforts of their home. They can tune in and watch us watch them live, and they can be one of the people in the comments yelling, talking about how great it is because it's some fake name. Bro, it may be. I think it's a dinosaur, man. I want to see it successful because I have fond memories of E3. But Jeff Keighley already gives us the summer of gaming. We got that. So, and they doing more for that because it's a more modern construct than what E3 is. Jeff Keighley figured it out.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. The construct, and how they set it up does play a part into the successfulness of the summer showcase.
Yeah. So I don't know what they can do that Jeff Keighley isn't doing with his, because I think Jeff Keighley, and this is what you got to give tip your hat to Jeff. He figured it out. He figured out that the live in-person presentation isn't where it is anymore. COVID permanently disrupted that. We got used to straight in our homes, turn on the TV. We was already conditioned, even with E3. Conditioned us for the showcase. It was live, but it conditioned us to be at home and enjoy it. Then Nintendo breaking the mold with Nintendo Direct and doing that, and doing it and having been able to show even more and a more clear message than the stage presentation. Jeff Keighley, to me, took all that information and be like, look, we got the model for the current way of engaging the media, the current gamer. And that's through a presentation that's for social media. And I don't think E3 has I don't think they have developed that. They still going off of the old model. And I think these companies, like, that model is old and dated. Why return to it and spend all that money when we have saved millions over the last 3 years? And the last time we was there, we all had bad experiences because the message is not as controlled as it is in a direct, in a state of play, in a developer's direct. Microsoft, get another name. Please get another name. But anyway, any other thoughts on that? I kind of went off on soliloquy. I opened it up for y'all.
I think you hitting the nail on the head. I think the coffin is being laid, sadly, because we all love E3, and I still remember back in high school trying to find a way to watch it. Right, just trying to find a way to get somewhere, find wherever it's showing on Spike, when it was showing on Spike TV, or when it was just, internet only on like GameTrailers.com. I don't know if you guys remember that website. Just finding a way to see it. I mean, I found memories, but I think it's a time gone by, and I think COVID is the thing that killed it. Yeah. Well, it was already dying. But I think COVID is the thing that put the nail in the coffin. And again, we're saying all this, and E3 this year is still happening, right? It's not like they're going to hear this podcast and be like, cancel E3. It's still happening. So I'm still leaving room for them to surprise me, right? So there's still that. I'm still leaving room to be surprised by what they can show. But it's kind of hard to believe that they're going to be able to change what we're thinking or what we're seeing. So
okay. So any other thoughts before we go to this next topic?
It's dead, bro.
Okay. So so picking up with this E3, the big three not being there. Far as Sony and Microsoft, because these are newer systems, we know that there's more coming, right? But when Nintendo's absent from the show floor, with a game like Breath of the Wild hitting in May, that strikes me as odd that they will not be showing up at E3 with Tears of the Kingdom freshly releasing maybe a few weeks prior to E3. So there was an article that came from IGN. I think I'm on Nintendo News, and I'm going to pull this in real quick. There was an article that IGN also reported that stated that Nintendo will have no heavy hitters after Zelda Tears of the Kingdom release on Switch this year. Now, I first saw this, I think I saw Shockwave talking about this. I also saw Player Essence on Twitter, white knighting about this on there. I wish Player Essence would stop trying to be the knight for Nintendo all the time. Like, bruh, you don't know what's going on, and I would think IGN may have closer knowledge to what's going on than you. So you don't need to defend what doesn't need a defense. They just said that it's looking like Nintendo will not have any major hitters or heavy hitters. And let's clear something up, people. Pikmin 4 is not a heavy hitter. Nintendo, we might like the game. That's not a heavy hitter. It's a great game. It's a good game. But it's not a heavy hitter. It's not a crazy seller. What is it? What's that game? That was a spinoff from Mario 3D World with Captain Toad, Treasure Hunter. That's not a heavy hitter.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, even though it's a good game and it's great to see it come, but these are not heavy hitters. Most likely, that's what we will get for the duration of the year, because we're not getting Metroid Prime 4, people. Don't even fix your lips to think fix your mind to think that's happening. Go ahead, K-Bun.
No, I was fixing my lips to say it. So
no, that's not coming this year. Whatever Nintendo is doing is going to be prepping for whatever they got coming next. So, is this a problem? I remember when Breath of the Wild was the only thing Nintendo took to E3, which was a ballsy play, so to speak, to go to E3 with only one game. And so that shocks me that they have Tears of the Kingdom and they're not going to go to E3 show floor to show it off. So, Keith, I'm going to come to you first, and I'll come back to you, K-Bum. Let's say if this article is true, let's venture out and say IGN is on the money with this reporting. So let's say this is correct. Let's assume this is correct. What do you gather from this if Nintendo doesn't have any major things coming? Is it a problem, one? What do you think it says, two? And the floor is yours.
First of all, Pikmin is an excellent game. I'm just going to put that out there. But you're right, it's not a heavy hitter. But it is definitely an excellent game, and I cannot wait to play Pikmin 4 with this new tech.
Me too.
Old tech. This new old tech. I mean, you know what it. Zelda always signifies one or two things. There's a new system coming, or the old system is going away. That's what Zelda is. Zelda brings them in. Zelda takes them out.
That's true.
So with Tears of the Kingdom being the only heavy hitter, so to speak, which means that Nintendo is not developing bigger titles on the current Nintendo Switch. If that's true, then they either have to be developing some really amazing titles for the Switch for the coming up years, or they've moved on and this is the last hurrah, which is Tears of the Kingdom. To me, that's the only thing. There is no in between. You haven't heard none about Mario. What else? Zelda, of course. Metroid is completely silent. I mean, the last time Metroid went silent like this was Metroid 64. Have you ever played that? No, because it moved to the GameCube. It skipped the whole Nintendo 64, and Metroid Prime can skip the Switch for all I care, and go on to the next device because I want it in the best fidelity that it could possibly be. So for me, all this says is Nintendo is just giving you a heads up, not even a warning. This is a heads up. Hey, Zelda's all we're gonna give you this year as far as like the heavy hitters. I thought it was Kirby. Kirby is like one of those games that they come out with, but they still was giving us games. But I just think it means that something is on the horizon, and it's not Zero Dawn. Okay, it is not Zero Dawn.
Hold on.
You like that?
DJ Fanatic, go ahead.
But we got Smash Bros though.
There you go, bro.
We got Smash.
We got Smash Bros. So, K-Bum, let me read some of this article, and then K-Bum, I'm gonna bring you in. So, it says IGN has published an article regarding the Entertainment Software Association reported yesterday about E3 2023. The statement from the ESA, which neither confirmed or denied the report from IGN. So I read that article earlier and what they had to say, and it's pretty much confirming that what IGN and others reported that the big three are not going to be there is true, because they didn't say, because if it wasn't true, they would have denied it, because they would want to save any hype for their event. So to not refute it and only confirms that it's true. So will not be present at the rebooted E3 2023. Also included some information about Nintendo's software release scheduled for 2023. In the article, IGN says it has heard similar information to VCG from its sources that Nintendo has a light second half release schedule for the Switch after the long-awaited The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom releases in May. This is leading to speculation online that the is that Kotaku no. Anyway, company is possibly planning to release is it Koto? How you say that? Where's Nintendo located at?
Kyoto.
Kyoto. My mind went blank for whatever reason. But anyway, Kyoto-based company is possibly planning to release the successor to the still popular Switch console sometime in early 2024, which would make sense to me. IGN understands that Nintendo and Xbox were initially interested in having a press conference at the event, but that both had to pull out for reasons unrelated to the show itself. VGC has since reported that Nintendo opted not to take part in the event due to a light second half schedule, not justifying the event space. Makes all the sense in the world to me. Information that IGN can corroborate. So, K-Bomb, before I go on my little take, what do you take from this, bro?
Personally, what I take from this is that they're moving on. All right. So here's the thing. Nintendo lives by its first party games. That's just how it works. They live by their first party games. And in my experience, and I am no Nintendo expert, but my experience is that if you can give the Nintendo faithfuls a banger, a goddessy, as someone once said, type of game, then they're cool, even if it's sporadically sprinkled throughout the year, right? If they can get that type of game, because Nintendo gamers have proven that they really don't need third party, and they're perfectly fine with the system the way it is, and they can make happy do with mediocre games and call them bangers. And so I
Hold
don't.
on, K-Bon. I want to jump in right quick. Don't believe that lie. Don't believe Nintendo gamers. That is a lie. I'm just gonna put them out there. Nintendo gamers, y'all are full of it. You know what I want to say. Y'all know it.
Okay, explain what you mean, because I kind of missed what K-Bum said that triggered you. What you said? What you said, Keith? Believe what lie?
Said the Nintendo gamers don't want third party. Yeah, right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nintendo gamers be the first ones talking about something. Oh, look, we get this one too. No, come on. See, it can run Witcher. Shut up. Get over there. Thought you didn't want this. But anyways.
Remember when Skyrim showed up? Remember when Skyrim showed up and they was going crazy over that? Was it like a 5-6-year-old, 6-7-year-old game and they was going nuts? Let me not say they. Yeah, it was they, because I wasn't going nuts. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, K-Bone.
Yeah, my bad.
No, so I personally, my opinion, I think that Nintendo owners are going to be okay as long as they get to play as many believe to be the greatest Zelda game that's going to be ever's going to be made. And I think they're going to have short memory on forgetting the lack of other titles on the system. So I think they're going to make themselves be okay. And it kind of just signifies that the Switch is coming to an end, and hopefully sometime next year a new system can come out, hopefully with more power, and then they can bring back. Recycle some of the games that people didn't play on this one. I don't know. But also, I think when does the DLC for Mario Kart 8 run out? Isn't that this March, something like that? So they wouldn't have that
the end
either.
of this year. I think it goes through the end of this year. All the DLC.
You got Mario Kart.
It's two more drops that's supposed to happen. Of tracks, and that's scheduled out. That's scheduled out through 2023, and that is absolutely strategically planned. And it makes and anyway. Are you done, K-Bum? Because I'm itching.
Just one more thing.
So you done? Let me
even
go
with
ahead
all
and say
that,
what I got to say. My bad. Are you
With
finished?
all that
Okay,
being
so
said,
I was gonna say.
all that being said, the only thing that makes that really matters for Nintendo, the only thing that really matters for Nintendo is that they got Smash Bros. Though.
But we got Smash Bros.
Okay, well that was good.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't see that. So this is what I'm gonna say. All right, to the OJs and all the different ones that want to try to slap box with IGN's reporting. I think IGN is right on the money, and it's a good thing, right? Now, and I know Keith can attest to this. We all know the formula that Nintendo follows when it's about to wrap something up. When it's about to wrap it up. When they're about to wrap it up. They know one thing Nintendo knows well is they have a loyal audience of about 13 million who bought the Wii U. And out of that 13 million, they got about 9 million that'll buy anything they put out on their platform. It doesn't have to be a Tears of the Kingdom. It doesn't have to be a Odyssey. It doesn't have to be a Metroid Prime 4. It doesn't have to be Mario Kart. It doesn't have to be.
But we got Smash Bros. Though.
Smash Bros. K-Bum, I use your voice. They can put out Captain Toad and sell 2 million because of this group. They can put out a lot of different titles that are mid-tier titles. They can put out another Kirby. They can put out another this, another that. Pull something from the 3DS stash of titles. Pull something from over here, dress it up, fancy it up, and it'll be enough for that core Nintendo audience to get them through, and they can and they can set up their system for whatever they got coming next. And I think that's what the play is. Why? Because they found too much success with the Switch to not do the exact same thing they did in 2017. They launched the Switch with Breath of the Wild. It was scheduled to be on the Wii U. They pushed it back to launch simultaneously, going back to what Keith just said. If we know anything about Zelda, Zelda either introduces a new system or it ends a system. Skyward Sword, what did it do? Ended the Wii.
It ended the Wii.
What's the other one? Twilight Princess ended the 64 the GameCube and introduced the Wii. Now that may not be true for the N64, but I'm not sure if Majora's Mask I thought was towards the end of the N64. If I'm not mistaken.
It was on its way out.
Right. So we know for the last 3 console generations, Nintendo has either started or ended its console life cycle with a Zelda title. We have 2 Zelda games, and it makes sense when you think about it, Keith. This game was introduced on the Switch in the end of the Wii U, and it's continuing that same storyline on the Switch. Makes sense. Because I believe they have another title that's going to show up on the next Switch or the next system, and that's where we're going to get Metroid Prime 4. And probably, what's that? Probably some DLC for Tears of the Kingdom.
On the new system, you're saying?
On the new system. And probably another Mario title like they did for the Switch. They'd do that again in the holiday season. It'll probably be a 2D Mario this time. Or maybe they'll have a 2D Mario at the launch of whatever this new system is, alongside a Metroid Prime 4 and whatever else. But we guaranteed that with the Mario Kart DLC being stretched out over we was all scratching our head. Why was Nintendo doing this? Because we believed they was coming with a new, more powerful Switch. Well, no, they moving on. And that's what this indicates. So while it doesn't bother me, because Tears of the Kingdom is going to probably get me through to the end of the year anyway. So I'm good. I'm good with this. I hope this is accurate. I really do. I hope that this is accurate news. OJ, go sit down somewhere and enjoy your Switch while it's here. Stop defending stuff that makes more sense than anything you talking about. I think IGN is right on the money. That's what I believe. Any other thoughts on that? Because they got Pikmin 4 coming, which is going to sell, right? They got all these titles that's coming. These are not heavy hitters, but they hold Nintendo gamers and that core audience that hold them over. So y'all good. We good. Well, yeah, y'all and we, because I don't know if I'm fully like y'all, but we good. We don't we good. We don't need a major title. We don't. If they show us, I mean, anything Mario most likely would be close to major, and I'm pretty sure they got some smaller Mario titles somewhere. I heard that they may have Mario Baseball coming. That may be a secret game that got held on the backdrop to pull out, just like they did with Mario Golf and Mario Strikers. All those type of titles indicate that they're wrapping it up. They're wrapping things up. And that's what we need to hear. It's time to wrap up the Switch, and Tears of the Kingdom is a good sayonara. Thank you, ma'am. Had a good time. That's what Tears. I wish it was on the other system, and I wish they would have just held it for a new, more powerful platform. But hey, let's get through the year. Let's see how many more Switches they can sell. Let's see if they can break that mark and supplant the PlayStation 2 with the most systems sold. Hey, let's see if they get like LeBron. They pass this long seated title. But this is clear indication to me by skipping E3. That means we're not getting an announcement for a new system at that time, which tracks right along with how they did 2016 into 2017. They gave us they did a stealth announcement for the Switch in, I think, October of 2016. They told us they was having a press conference at the top of the year. We saw Odyssey, we saw Breath of the Wild, and then they said it's launching in March. And I see that same model being followed this year. So I believe 2024, we will have whatever is next from Nintendo, and this year will be filled up with okay, marginally to great titles that are not heavy hitters. The Pikmins, the Treasure, the Captain Toads, the whatever else you want to name, that the Kirby this and because we get another Kirby title, they got enough to hold over the core fan base, and I'm fine with that. And let's move on from this system. Anything else, Keith K-Bond?
Nope.
All right, so
I think I'm just ready. I'm just ready to see it.
yeah, this is good news. They was acting like it was bad. Like I'm reading OJ stuff. Like why are you talking about you respect the peeps, but you don't know Nintendo? You don't either. I would think IGN got more insider knowledge than you, and this is good. People, it's time. It is time, and thank the Lord that they are giving us Tears of the Kingdom this year, because they could have easily said, no, we just hold that and give us Pikmin 4 and Mario Baseball, and y'all would buy it up and make it a $1 million+ seller. If I pulled up the sale, matter of fact, let me pull up how many.
Run the tape.
Let's pull up how much Captain Toad sold. Keith, you want to see how much Captain Toad sold? I just want to see real quick.
Man, you such a LeBron fan. You pulling stats.
Toad.
I heard you put that LeBron in there. I had to get you. I was like, he don't found a way to put LeBron in this.
Let me see.
Every conversation is a LeBron conversation.
How many did it sell? Man, I'm gonna see if I can find this. Is it VG?
Captain Toad was good. You said VG charts, yeah. Captain Toad was good though.
Yeah, it was. I just want to know how many sold. But y'all go ahead and talk while I look this up. I'm trying to see if I'm finding it.
Yeah. Well, Mr. DJ Fetnetek says, "Fly Eagles fly." We can tell where his loyalty lies for the Super Bowl. We'll see who he will be rooting for. I'm gonna have a good time because my buddy house who I'm going through for Super Bowl is a big Chiefs fan, a huge Chiefs fan, and I am going to wear my Randall Cunningham jersey there. So that's gonna be good. I can only imagine his reaction. Yeah, it's my best friend. I'm gonna make sure I wear my Eagles jersey to the Super Bowl party. How about you, Keith? Who are you rooting for?
I don't have a dog in the fight. I just want to go eat good food, drink with the peeps, and have a good time. But
I feel you.
I wouldn't mind seeing another drunk Kevin Hart though.
Okay.
I don't want.
Okay. So on the Wii, on the Switch, Captain Toad sold 2.1 million units.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what. But I said it's gonna sell, y'all. That was my point. That was the point I was trying to make. Nintendo knows they can depend on this to happen with any of these AA titles. On the Wii U, it sold. Look what it sold on the Wii U, 3.5 million.
So a total of like 5 points.
So Nintendo on Captain Toad had million sellers. That game probably didn't take too much of nothing to make, and that's what they're gonna do after Tears of the Kingdom. You're gonna get a lot of these type of titles. Let's look at what we may. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But they may do something for Luigi's Mansion in Halloween. They may. But I consider Luigi Mansion a heavy hitter, in my opinion. I don't know if Keith would agree with that, but I do.
I think it's up there.
What was I finna? Oh, pick.
It's not. I wouldn't call it a system seller, but it's definitely up there.
Well, I'll buy a system for it. I'll be honest with you. Let's look at Pikmin 3.
I bought the GameCube for it.
Let's look at Pikmin 3 for the Nintendo Switch. Let's see what it sold. 2.2 million. So my point is, folks. Well, it's ship total, which they made money on off of all those. So that's what it's saying. Ship total, 2.2 million. So Nintendo can definitely put out 6-7 of these type titles, make about $2 million off each of them, And Keith, wouldn't you say they'd be fine with that?
I would be fine with that.
Okay. Right. So it ain't far-fetched to believe that after Tears of the Kingdom, they will not have a major hit. They will not have a Mario Kart. Why? They won't have a Mario Kart. You know why? Because they stretched out this Mario Kart throughout the year. And you're going to get...
And I think it's 6 more waves. I mean, not 6 more waves. I think it's 6 waves.
6 waves.
I was just looking it up there because they're on wave 3, and I think it's 6. I mean, 6 total. I thought
it was 4.
Could be wrong, though.
I thought it was 4 new circuits. I had to go there and look. It may be 6 because we only got 2 so far, and so we should be getting another one here soon, and then another one close to the end of the year. And that'd be the 4 new circuits.
Nintendo funny. I didn't realize what they titled it. They titled it Booster. that lets you know what they're doing right there.
Right.
Like the shot, the booster shot.
Mario, let's look at what
this gonna hold you over.
Now everybody, and we about to get out of it because we basically finished most of our we right at 125. So give us 5 more minutes. We out here. Mario Strikers for the Nintendo Switch sold. Look at this. Let's look. And it's got a 5 out of 5 score. 2.1 million. Still sold, not 800,000, not 600,000, 2 million at $59.99 for a game, Mario Strikers, which wasn't even finished.
Mario Strikers sold how much?
2.1 million. So when they put out Mario Baseball, it's gonna do the same thing. When they put out Pikmin probably gonna do it. Pikmin 4 gonna do probably close to 6-7 million with the Switch and the amount of the user base that they got on the Switch. Pikmin 4 probably, I would say, probably do about 5-6 million, easy. So Nintendo doesn't have to put out a heavy hitter. They have enough loyalty within their fan base that they can put out their mid-tier titles and a few indie titles, and they will be good. And they would say that Direct was awesome. And you saw another Kirby game. But I'm happy. Because that means it's wrapping. It's wrapping up. Folks, we almost here. It's almost, I feel it in the air. The Switch is almost out of here. I'm so ready to just hand this system over to my daughter and say, here, boo-boo. All the Animal Crossing you want to play is at your disposal. Turn it on. Play it. Run around that bland land. I'm going to where Nintendo is now. Lord forgive me, because I know once I give her this Switch, she's going to want to play where I'm playing at now. But anyway, this is good news, people. I can't wait till May get here, because that signifies the end. Wouldn't you say, Keith? That signifies the end. This is it.
Absolutely.
I wish
Absolutely. Totally.
Anything else? I'm trying to think. What's another small title from Nintendo? I just want to see what these numbers are. What's another small title?
You want to look up? You look up ARMS. What did ARMS do?
Man, ARMS probably did ARMS. Okay, let's see.
Gangbusters. It was lifting weights. The game that has no legs.
ARMS probably did over 10. Oh, 2.6 million. ARMS did 2.6.
ARMS. Look at that.
Everything they do is going hit about 2 million, because you got to, like I said, out of that, you got all them loyal fans. A lot of them gonna buy it because it's Nintendo. OJ, all
not
them.
Just that. I mean, that install base for the Switch is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you gotta. Nintendo has never really been in this position. Like, they're in a position where not only did the console sell greatly, but they're still winning. You know what I mean? Like the Wii was selling it was selling like gangbusters, but that thing fizzled out fast. Yeah. They're in a new position there, and I know they're looking at it like, how that we continue this energy that we have. Nintendo, just continue doing what the fans have always told you. Just continue doing what you're doing. But for some reason, every year y'all decide to switch it up. Like you gave us a handheld hybrid. What are you going to do next time? That's the question. We don't know. So you are the king of your own destruction.
Yeah. You want to know how much Pikmin 3 sold on the Wii U?
1.8. I don't know.
1.2 million.
Oh, I thought you should have said 1.8.
No, it was 1.2. I'm trying to think of some more small titles that come to. I can't think of all these smaller titles that they always.
Fire Emblem.
Oh, let me look up Fire Emblem.
You could do Fire Emblem. In my opinion, Xenoblade. Even though is Nia in here? She's not in here. All right,
No, it's not.
Xenoblade.
Fire Emblem Three Houses. That it?
I guess you could.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
Three
I guess
Houses.
you could pull up Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, I ain't think about that one. Fire Emblem sold 3.8 million. So
is that
that's shipped.
Switch game?
Yeah, that's Switch.
Oh,
that's shipped. But I mean, they count as sales. So, what else?
I almost said Pokemon. But
1-2 Switch.
It's
DJ Fanatic. You want to know what 1-2 Switch did? All right, let's look at. I was thinking of 1-2 Switch too. If this did, I'm pretty sure this did more than $1 million too. Man, bro, this game got got a low rating on both user and from 3.6 million. So when IGN says that they're getting information that Nintendo will have a light schedule, this is what you're gonna get. And Nintendo is gonna be perfectly fine. If I can move 2 to 3 million units for these lesser titles that don't take a lot of time to make and a lot of money to develop, and I can still sell it for $59.99 and get 2-3 million out of it. I mean 2-3 million sales out of it. Yeah, I'll do that through the end of the year and hold my big stuff to launch my next system with. And they've done it so many times, it shouldn't be surprising. And Zelda is their olive branch. It is their Sayonara. It is their farewell tour for the Switch. It's going to be that last hurrah, that last joy that we're going to get on the Switch that we can be so happy. And I'm pretty sure it's going to utilize the Switch to its fullest. It's been 6 years, so I'm pretty sure they probably been done with Breath of the Wild. They may already be working on whatever they're working on next. I mean, yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. It's been 6 years. So, and we got DLC for Breath of the Wild. So I'm pretty sure Keith will get some type of DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. And that's why they will launch it on the whatever's next. So I think IGN reporting is spot on. And I'm happy. I'm sure enough happy. But guess what, y'all?
But we got smashed.
Y'all got Smash Bros to hold y'all up. Because that's not, I don't even know if we're going to ever get a new Smash Bros. Because old boy said he don't want to work on no more. So he put his all in the last Smash Bros. Y'all got. Any final thoughts? We can get out of here.
I think me personally, I think we covered a lot. I think we hit on a lot. I think there was a lot to be said in this conversation. So no, I'm happy with what we were able to cover. So I'm good.
Okay.
I agree.
First name, he said, yes, it's time to move forward. You're right.
Ooh, I do have one thing.
Go ahead.
I did end up playing the Forspoken demo.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I didn't play the whole thing. I just played a little bit of it to see if my PC could even handle it, and it did. And I like the movement. I like the combat. The the spells and all that other stuff, like it can be really confusing. But I have no idea about the dialogue and all that. So I didn't play that long, but
Okay.
I still got it on my radar.
Okay. I played it.
Oh, nice.
On the PlayStation 5, and the controls was cool. I ain't had no problem with the controls. It was just bland, just nothing. But I only played for like, I would say the visuals took me out. It didn't look nothing like what they showed us. But like y'all said last week, there was an early build supposedly in the new game, look a little bit better. So I won't judge it too much. But that did take me out, was how it looked. It just did not live up to all the trailers and hype that built up to the demo. So I may give it another go and maybe we can talk about next podcast, kind of give our feedback there. But yeah. I
did hear a lot of people just saying that it was that the demo didn't do it justice, is what I've heard.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that was the show for tonight. No Big 3 at E3 23. So
you like saying that?
Yeah, I do. It sounds dope. That's a triple entendre right there. But it ain't a bad thing, man. Not a bad thing. We got Jeff Keighley holding it down with the summer games, and you know he always holds us down with the video game awards. Of course, we know Nintendo is probably gonna come up with their Nintendo Direct this month, and we gonna get them state of plays, and we gonna get something with Tears of the Kingdom. And once Tears of the Kingdom come out, I probably won't watch E3. I'll probably be playing that too much. So I'm in a happy mood because this signifies that we won't be stuck with the Switch through 2024. Because that's what I was scared of, that we'd be stuck with this system another complete year, and I wasn't about to have it. So I'm hoping that, did I say 2003? No, 2023, my bad. I said 2003 on the, y'all didn't catch that? I didn't put 20. I put 2003. My bad, y'all. Look at that. That's terrible. I didn't even catch that. Anyway, but slap yourself.
Oh, wow.
Slap yourself level here.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that at all. I'm gonna fix that thumbnail. But anyway,
He went back in time.
yeah, I did. Nobody even caught it.
That's 20 years ago.
God.
That's 20 years ago. My
Yeah,
goodness.
man. But anyway, so thank you, First Name, for catching that. I'm gonna fix that in the thumbnail for the actual thing. But with that being said, this was a Live and Level Gamers podcast, and thank y'all for tuning in. K-Bum20, Keith, y'all got any final words?
Good show. Good show. I appreciate the laughs and the camaraderie.
K-Bum?
I agree. It was great conversations, man. I enjoyed it. But I am looking forward to February 17th. That's my next big date. When Quantum Medium comes out, because that is going to be a banger. Very excited. Oh, and one thing we didn't get a chance to talk about. We may need to cover it in another podcast. We got to talk about the DCU announcement. They announced a bunch of new stuff for the DCU.
Oh yeah.
The DC's Kevin Feige. What's his name? James Gunn. Yeah. James Gunn just announced a bunch of stuff, and there's maybe some good things, maybe some bad things. So I'm excited about what they're doing at DCU. Maybe we need to have a conversation about that.
Now, did you play Dead Space? Huh?
You talking about the new one or the original?
Yeah, the new one.
I just got it from GameFly today. I haven't, but I'm not playing it until I finish God of War.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I want to.
It looks beautiful though.
Let me know, because I may end up getting it. Depending on your sentiments about it, I may end up picking it up. Because I was watching Digital Foundry's. Does that look better? I was watching Digital Foundry's review of it, and it caught my intrigue, man. I may give it a go. I may give it.
It looks beautiful, man.
No, it looks okay, but I may
It
give it a go.
looks better than the Callisto.
No, they said it didn't actually. But all right, y'all. This was Live and Level Games Podcast. Till next